Hello, everybody. My name is Kimura, and today we will be reviewing our third installment of Season 2 of the Bubble Guppies. Season 2, Episode 3, The Lonely Rhino. In this episode, Molly and Gil see a lonely rhino named Monty at the zoo on their way to school. He was all alone, so the two friends promise to find him a friend. So they tell the others and Mr. Grouper about it, which launches them all into a day about learning about animals who live at the zoo. Now, this episode, I really do like it. I really like it. I love zoos. I love zoos in any cartoon. So, this episode made me really happy whenever it was on. I really do like it. I really do. And who remembers that Animal School Day game? Like, I don't know why, but I can never download it myself because I'm pretty sure it cost money. So I can never play it. I only saw like gameplays of the game, and I really wanted to play it desperately. Cause when I saw promos of it, I was like, I really want to play that game, but at the time I didn't have like my parents. They didn't have like any like computers and stuff like that, and now I just watch like gameplays of it. So yeah, but that game will forever hold memories to me, even though I didn't play it. But my little gamer brain will always have a soft spot for it. Ugh, sorry. So our episode starts with Oh, by the way, Gil's new voice actor. You I will say he does a really good job at voicing Gil now until season 3. He's still there in season 3. In season 4 he gets replaced. I will say he does a good job. He really does. I will say that. Like I said, we all gotta go. We all gotta go through puberty, and Gil's original voice actor, he couldn't voice him anymore, which is okay. You gotta give other people a chance. You gotta pass it on to generation to generation. Now to the actual episode itself. It starts off with Molly and Gil actually not heading to school. They're actually playing with a frisbee, and when Molly throws the frisbee, she actually throws it a bit too. She actually throws it a bit too high, and it goes over the zoo, and that's when we meet the zookeeper Joe, and then so kindly she throws it back at them, and then the both of them ask where are they, and she explains that they're at the zoo, and there's some hay that she's putting out, and she says that it's for breakfast for a rhino, for Monty, and she introduces them to them, and Monty, he is so cute. Like, think about Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, but underwater, and a rhino. Like, this is literally Eeyore. He's so cute, and he gives off very strong Eeyore vibes to me. The way he slumps, the way he moves slowly, just so cute. And he's all sad and stuff and mopey, and he actually wants a friend. And Molly and Gil so sweetly, they said, I'll be his friend. We'll be his friends. And the zookeeper says, I think he might want a friend to actually live with him at the zoo. And Gil promised Monty that they'll find him a friend. So then at school, they explain to the class that they met a rhino named Monty, and they want to find him a friend. And then we go into the question segment, which explains about different animals that live at the zoo, like a gorilla, um, penguins, and a rhinoceros, like earlier from the start of the episode. And then we have our pop song at the zoo, which is really catchy. Like, it starts off very high energy, and then it starts off very slow, and I love it very much. Season 2 songs, I will say, they came out with some bangers. They really did. They really came out with some bangers. Would I call this song a banger? I would say I want to say it's like I wouldn't say it's like top. It's like top. It's like it's good, but it's good in the sense where I can hear the song on repeat whenever I hear it. Whenever somebody mentions the show to me, apparently this song goes on repeat in my head for some reason. I don't know. If I had to talk about any highlights from season 2, this song would be one of them. So yeah, and then we have our shop segment, which is a Habitat Hotel, which is I really like the concept. And we have our customers, obviously Dima, shopkeeper, as always. We have Una and Nani. Well, first it's Una, then it's Nani. Una wants to find a nice little space for her gorilla to sleep in, and then Nani wants to find a place for his emperor penguin to take a bath in. And I really like the educational part where they explain like the habitat They don't just like show pictures. They actually have the characters explain what the habitat looks like. Like, what does it look like? What color? What's the color of the habitat? Like, I like that. That's educational right there. I do agree. That is really good. And then we have lunch. And then we have lunch. Random take, but for some reason, whenever it came to season 2 lunches, not the lunch jokes, just the lunches itself, the normal lunches, they always made me hungry. Like, trust me, we got a lot of mentions of like either chicken and cheeseburgers and macaroni and cheese. I mean, we got some implication of macaroni and cheese in the in season 1, and sandwiches. But yeah, and our lunch joke is Rhino and cheese from Nani. Once again. What did I call it in the first episode of this season? The Nani lunch joke saga. Yep. But anyway, we have our Molly and Gil segment, and they do something very rare in the segments. They actually ask questions in the segment. Like, instead of like the characters just interacting themselves without talking to the audience, they actually ask questions, like about because Gil was making a habitat for a flamingo, but Molly explained to him that flamingos like to live where it's in a habitat where it's warm, and that water was cold because he was having like some ice cubes and stuff, and then all of a sudden, all of these penguins, they literally jump him. They they trample on him, and they make him fall back in the icy water habitat. Oh man, I feel so bad. And trust me, he's having a bad hair day because every single time he always gets wet. He always has this sad look on his face, and his hair is all like down his face. I feel so bad for him. I do, because nobody, trust me, the day I'm recording this, it's cold outside, and trust me, I feel Gil's pain, because tell me why I was dressed under warm clothes and I was still cold. I literally, like, my fingers, my toes felt like icicles. My nose felt like numb. Ooh, so I can really feel Gil's pain here. I really can. But anyway, we head on over to the classroom, and Nani's a zookeeper, and Molly helps him. Molly helps him feed the animals, and I don't know where Una and Gobi were. I don't know. All we saw was Mr. Grouper and Dima. And Dima was a tiger, and Mr. Grouper, I love it when he color changes. I love it. He changed his shape, his color into a zebra. And we have Gil. He has a rhino headband on his forehead, and he's a rhino, being all sad like Monty was. And then they're somewhat reenacting what was happened later in the episode. And then Nani pulls out his habitat book, and then Gil spots a bird on top of a rhino's back, and he says that maybe Monty might want a bird for a friend, and they think they should tell the zookeeper. But until then, it's outside time. Once again, I love the outside song going forward in the series. I love it. Like I said, they were doing rolls, okay? You see them rolling and you hate it. Gonna catch them swimming dirty. Okay. But anyway, we have our storybook segment, which is about Molly and Una. Second time in a row. We're not counting the last episode because it was a Christmas special. We didn't have no story. I mean, technically it was a story, but not like a storybook segment. You know, the full episode was like a Christmas Carol like story. But anyway, it's about them delivering packages from people, from animals at the zoo to animals. Why do I keep on saying people? To animals outside of the zoo. First we have a seal, and he gets a cute little scarf, and I like how he's like scarf instead of arf, which is so cute. That was adorable. And then we have our quote unquote antagonist, which is a tiger who keeps on following them, and as they're driving away from her, they were able to blend in with the snow. And I love how this story segment teaches viewers about camouflage. That's really good. And Molly notices that she didn't see them because their truck was white, just like the ice and snow. And then they move on over to a zebra, and he actually he gets some nice shades, some cute sunglasses, And then the girls see the tiger again, and then they hop back in their truck, and then they have to blend in their truck again to make it match the savannah. And then luckily she didn't see them again. And then they move on over to the rainforest, and then their truck doesn't match. So then when they're in the rainforest, they have to match their truck with the rainforest. And then the tiger comes again, and at first she doesn't see them, but then Una asks Molly, "Do you ever know what they call it, the rainforest?" And at that very second, their cover is blown. If there's one thing I hate in a cartoon, if there's one thing that makes me all shaky and jittery, is when a character's cover at the very last second is blown. That 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 just I'm like, in my mind I'm like, all is doom. Oh no, oh no, oh no. And then the girl's like, "Please don't eat us," when the tiger sees them. And then the tiger, she's actually so sweet, and I love her accent. She's like, she was like, "I'm not gonna eat you. I was wondering if I had a package." And it turns out they do have a package, and it was from her sister at the zoo, which was an umbrella. And she's so sweet. And she's like, "Don't just stand there and get wet. Get under here, girls." And it was just so adorable. You see why I like the season 2 villains? You see? They actually have a purpose instead of just chasing the characters around. Not saying I don't like the season 1 antagonist, but the season 2 quote unquote villains are a bit more fleshed out, you know? So then we have our dance songs. Then we have our dance song, which is the Kangaroo dance, which is a really fun song, but I will say this. The dance songs in season 2, and the dance songs going forward up to season 4, because season 5 and 6, we don't have those segments anymore. But going forward, there's going to be a lot of recycled music. And I didn't mind it, because honestly, the music was good. It's not like we're having a bad tune played over and over again, but we have different lyrics. But the same tune. And I don't know if it was this show or Yo Gabba Gabba where I got introduced to this trope. Like same melody. Well, same tune, but different lyrics. They had this a lot in season 1 of Yo Gabba Gabba, but then season 2, they just stopped using the same tune and making whole new original songs. Bubble Guppies struggles with that. Season 2 going on forward until the 4th season, they reuse a lot of tunes. But not saying the songs aren't good. They just have I know they're trying. I just want to guess that, not really speaking from like an animator production mindset, but I'm pretty sure maybe this is just like to save money, That's my theory. There's nothing wrong with saving money, but I just wish they had more original tunes, because season 1 they didn't do that, but season 2 they tend to do that going forward until season 4. So yeah, it's kind of sad, but like I said, I have no problem. Just they're trying, okay? They're trying. But anyway, we got over to our next Molly and Gil segment, where Gil scraps the whole flamingo idea, and he turns it into a full habitat for the penguins. But then Molly explains, what about walls? Because walls help animals be separated from the people. And as soon as Molly said people, the penguins turned their heads, got out of their habitat, went over to Gil, and flung him into their little thing, swimming around. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Like, give this boy a break now. Like, come on. Even he said when they were about to throw him, like, don't do it. Like, come on. That's like, give this boy a break now. Come on now. But anyway, next we have our field trip segment to the zoo, and then all the Guppies get to meet Monty. But sadly, like at the beginning of the episode, he's still really sad and glum. And then luckily the zookeeper comes along, and then Gil explains that I think we know the perfect friend for Monty, a bird. And then she explains that'd be a great idea. We just have to find out which one. And then it goes into a full-fledged scene change from from a zoo field trip to a game show. Like, this world is full of surprises and I'm here for it, okay? Like, come on now. Come on. I mean, they're crazy, crazy concepts. I mean, come on. In season 3, okay, we're not in season 3 yet, but I just want to go on a little tangent, just real quick. Season 3, in my opinion, is doing some wacky concept, just like the Backyardigans. Like, I mean, come on. We have an amusement parking lot, an amusement park for cars, a freaking bee race, and what else? I'm gonna think of one more. I want to think of one more. Okay, it's not in season 3, but later on in this season, right here, we're gonna have a full-fledged Sphinx Indiana Jones like style field trip. But we'll say that until we get to almost the end of this season. But still, yeah. Season 2 and season 3 has some wacky concepts, okay? It did. So we have 3 contestants. The 3 contestants in this game show. We have a penguin, we have a macaw, and we have a little tick bird. Tick bird is so cute. And it's the audience who has to find out which one it will be the perfect friend for Monty. And I like how in the question segment we have the picture. That way the viewer can look at the picture in the background of the animal to see which one matches, which is very, very clever. And then it finds out the tick bird matches with Monty's habitat. And then we have this little tension moment where it's all silent, and we have a little shot of the bird upside down, smiling, and that made Monty smile. So yeah, it was adorable. It was adorable, and he smiled for the first time. And Zookeeper Joe thanks Gil and his friends for helping him find a friend for Monty. And Gil also thanks the audience, and just, yeah, great field trip. I'm so happy he was able to find a friend. Just adorable. And then our last Molly and Gil segment of the episode. Molly and Gil explain how happy Monty is to have a friend and how he's not lonely anymore. And then Gil finally finalizes his penguin habitat. There's walls, the penguins can get out, and they're away from him. And he exclaims at the very last second, "I'm not getting wet this time." But then out of nowhere, a freaking elephant comes. An elephant comes, and he puts his trunk in the red bucket Gil was using earlier. And at the very last second, he said, "Oh no." And he squirts him with water. Hair messed up for the 3rd time. Like I said before, give my boy a break. Come on now. I know his whole gag in the show is silly Gilly, but still. I mean, what if Gil is having a bad day? What if Gil's having a bad day? You really want to do this? Come on now. Also, I don't want to go on full tangent. I'm not saying this is Gil abuse at all, but I mean, come on. It's funny, but give my boy a break. Come on now. And yeah. And that ends the episode. So overall, it was a really good episode. I liked it. Love any zoo concept in any cartoon show. I'm going to have to give this episode, I'm going to give it an 8. Not a 9 or a 10. I do remember a lot from my childhood, but I just feel like an 8 is a bit more reasonable, you know? I really, really do like it. It was a really good episode. Speaking of good episodes, our next episode is going to be more than good. Not just more than good, but it's going to be a feature. Not just a feature, a double feature. A whole hour, baby. So, I don't know how many of y'all have been anticipating this review, but don't worry. It's going to be coming within the next week. Don't you worry. Oh, within the next 2 weeks. It is. Don't worry. I'm excited, and I know you guys are excited. So, tune in with me next time as we will be reviewing our first double-length episode of this series, Season 2, Episode 4 and 5, Bubble Puppy's Fantastic Fairy Tale. See you all next time.